Hi, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, and in this video we're really excited about a brand new piece in the RevZilla lineup. It's new for 2010 from Alpinestars. It's called the Frontier All-Season Jacket, and it's actually completely adventure touring from a functional standpoint, but it's also got a great style to it as well. And I'm joined here on my left by Donnie, who's a product specialist from Alpinestars. Donnie's going to help walk through some of the nuances and really finite and high-end details on this coat. But I have to say that at RevZilla, most people that buy adventure touring know that we're one of the leaders in the industry, from all of the brands that we carry and some of the really high-end coats that we do stock. And I'll tell you, from Alpinestars, this is a jacket in the textile world, in the touring and adventure world. We haven't seen you guys come out with anything like this. So I have to say that to have another option, especially a Gore-tex option, we're really fired up.
It's definitely a huge market. Very big growth in the actual adventure and the touring market itself. We've obviously been very race-oriented in the past, but It is something we have taken a notice of this, and we've got demands from customers to make something like this. So next logical step from us. Now with this, we wanted to design literally a 12-month jacket. This is every detail and feature we can put into a waterproof jacket, regardless of climate.
Sure.
Obviously, with this, water-resistant outer shell, waterproof Gore-Tex membrane on the inside.
And I want to make a note. That's not a waterproof, windproof drop liner. That's a sandwich liner. So that shell actually has the Gore-Tex membrane inside of it, so the water is not going to make it through, and also it's going to guard against that shell becoming super waterlogged. We see a lot of coats that have a drop liner, and this does have a windproof drop liner that's going to, all of a sudden you end up, you're shedding, your coat weighs 20 pounds. This won't do that, and that's the beauty of the Gore-Tex membrane.
No, we'll go season by season, okay? With this, full waterproof, okay? Let's go through the hotter months, the June and July.
Sure.
With this, open compartments on the wrists and the biceps themselves with estuary drawstring adjustments for fitment on this, but they're actual open into mesh vents through the sleeves on both sides. Also, separate compartments on the chest of the jacket, the zip down, Velcro across the top with its own secondary pocket that actually turns this into a mesh panel on both sides of the chest.
That's unbelievable. I can feel behind that too that I do have the Alpinestars, chest temper foam that comes with the jacket as well. So I could put optional hard parts in my chest if I wanted to.
This is still a full riding jacket still. New bio armor, shoulders and elbows.
Sure.
And foam padding in the chest and the back.
So you mentioned shoulders and elbows. I'm completely CE on both ends, and that's the proprietary Alpinestar armor system. Cool.
But mesh panels now on both sides of the chest, also completely across the back, with separate zippers on both sides, but not flapping around or removable. They're actually Velcro sealed down. So its own compartment for this to roll into, and then actually seal down to turn this into an actual mesh airflow jacket for the hotter months. Now you're also going to have the reflective piping through the chest, the silver through here, the chest, across the shoulders, the biceps.
Sure.
Spin you around again here, and all the way across the back. This is Luminex. This is one of the brightest materials you can use in a garment. Instead of just a small little reflective strip, this is actually designed with almost a million little paint flecks on the inside of this. This actually absorbs light and magnifies it in every direction. So you turn the entire panel silver when a headlight hits this, but solid black during the gray.
So it's interesting too when you talk about the back of this jacket. We've seen jackets in the past that have had breakaway panels or panels that disconnected or zipped off. And there's a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do that because I'm going to lose a panel, or it becomes a pain. And then we've seen other guys that have done a zip away panel that folds down. And what ends up happening is there's no way to secure that. It's that panel that ends up flapping around. It seems like you guys have really covered all the bases with the Velcro closures on both the front. And we actually haven't seen anybody that's done a full back like this. So I mean, when you talk about square inches of mesh for the hot weather riding season, for a coat that's this, for lack of a better term, bomb-proof, it's really impressive that you guys have been able to incorporate it into it. So I have my ventilation for the hot weather. I have my arm ventilation at the bicep, at the wrist. I have a two-way zipper here, so it's I open and close. But then I also have a set zipper for my glove, whether I'm doing an inside glove or an outside glove with an extended cuff from underneath. Let's start breaking this jacket back down into the cold season. Okay. So now it's all right. We know our temperate seasons; they're easy.
Yep.
Vents are up, liner might be in or out. You're kind of peachy riding around. Now let's go into the cooler riding months. What's my elements here?
For spring and fall. Okay, on the inside of this, unzip you open here.
Okay.
There's a separate secondary jacket within the inside. This is an actual Gore-Tex windbreaker jacket on the inside.
Okay.
So for this, now there's a lot of misconceptions though. Windproof and windstopper, things like that, do not guarantee warmth. They're designed as a shield from wind penetration. They can still be cold. So this is going to be your spring and fall, basically type pieces. Easily zips in through the jacket, but this can also be worn by itself as basically a windbreaker.
Sure.
Now for your winter months, to take that one step further, for the cold weather, we actually put a full sleeve thermal lining on the inside of that. But all of these zipper patterns are the same. So you can take just the thermal out of this and run it with the shell of the jacket.
You can mix and match.
And wear this by itself.
You know, it's interesting too, we talk about Gore-Tex, and we talk about a lot of the different lines that we carry here at RevZilla. We talk about a waterproof, breathable, windproof liner. The big key with this is you have to realize that this is as high-end as it gets. When Gore-Tex puts the Gore stamp and use the Gore material, they're actually part of that design process for that garment, and they have to, just like THX is George Lucas's in movies, and he says you get the THX stamp. In Gore-Tex, they say if you want to use Gore-Tex, we actually have to see the construction of the garment and make sure you're not going to do anything that's going to take away from the standard that we put out there.
Absolutely.
So they're the guys that invented waterproof breathable. And what that means is you start to sweat, that water vapor, that perspiration can evaporate, come out through the membrane. But if you hit any kind of precipitation, snow, rain, any mix of the two, the water droplets are too big to actually permeate the membrane. And actually, it's a question that we get a lot through the forums and over the phone. People say, well, how does it really work? And what's the difference than just having a trash bag on? The difference is that you breathe.
Yeah.
And it's not a sauna.
Yep, exactly. Well, so what we've done, we've taken the experts on waterproof breathability and combined them with ourselves, with our protection and the motorcycle jackets into a very, very dominant, very well-constructed piece.
So this is the Alpinestars Frontier, like I said, new for 2010. Does it come in any colors, Donnie?
Just solid black for now.
Solid black for now in sizes?
Up to a triple extra large.
Up to triple X. I'm about 5'9", 170. I'm wearing an XL. I could probably actually go down to a large, but you have to take into account there's different liners depending on how you're going to run it and what kind of layers you're going to do underneath. So again, one of those things, don't ever hesitate to give us a ring about. But basically, what I'm wearing is the best of the best. This is a jacket that's going to compete on the same level, if not a better level, than any of the super premium high-end adventure touring jackets that we do carry. Donnie, thanks so much for taking a few minutes and running down the nuances of this coat. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to give us a ring at 877-792-9455 or shoot us a line at cs@revzilla.com. Thanks for being here today, Donnie. Thanks for watching. See you next time.